Oh god, don't fall over. No? Okay. So, finally, after a month and a half, finally got to see Shang-Chi, and Jesus Christ, like, everyone's like, oh, you have to see it, it's really good, and it's you know, like, on the scale of Marvel movies, it's up there, you know, it's not bad. I enjoyed it. My hair has fallen apart because I am stressed, but yeah, like, I enjoyed it. The fight choreography was great. Freaking Bill Pope did the cinematography, so that explains how, like, the shots, like the shots were filmed, how the fights were filmed, because he did, like, the Matrix and all that stuff, and Scott Pilgrim. So, you know, but there's that. Did I even have to say spoiler alert? Because everyone saw this movie before me, and again, it's been a month and a half, so I guess spoiler alert. Yeah, like, it was good. I like that, you know, the way how the movie was edited, where, you know, you get a little bit of the backstory, and then you're given a lot of, like, what's currently happened. Every so often they'll cut back to the past and stuff to kind of give you, again, a little bit more information, and I like that they did that. I also like when they did that, it wasn't jarring, because there's a lot of movies that do that kind of thing, and it's a little bit of like, okay, why did we cut to that right now at this moment? Or, like, okay, like, you know, like yeah, we kind of, it was, or like they'll give you information, it's like, yeah, we kind of figured that out, you know, that kind of stuff. So, like I said, like, there's not really much to say about this, because again, like, it's a Marvel movie. Again, it's one of those that are kind of like up there, kind of, for, I guess you would say, in the MCU, for like starter kit, like, origin kind of thing. It's definitely up there, you know, because you're like, ooh, this is interesting. Who's this guy? Like, what makes him special, and why he, you know, is the new hotness kind of stuff, you know. Um, Again, like, the fact that, you know, like, he's got those the magical rings and all that shit. Um, I do like that it's the rings on, you know, the arms and stuff, because I think in the comic it was actually like 10 rings on my pimp hands, you know. I think so, because I remember when they were bringing out the Mandarin for Iron Man 3, you know, a lot of people were like, that kind of thing, because they were like, Ben Kingsley? And everyone was like, you're really gonna do the Mandarin? Like, how are you gonna explain to people he wears 10 rings? Anyway, and I like that in the movie, first of all, they brought back Ben Kingsley to be like, I'm just an actor that I thought I was playing a terrorist. Turns out the man who hired me is a terrorist. I do like that he was there, you know. He was definitely like, more comic relief than Aquafina. I mean, Aquafina was, of course, comic relief, but, like, her character had a little bit more, like, usefulness to her, like her ability to, like, drive any fucking vehicle on any side of the road and wherever the steering wheel is. Like, I love that, and then the fact that she, you know, kind of did the thing from The Hobbit, you know, where she shot the dragon in the sensitive spot, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I do like that quickly, like, real quick, few sentence, like, exposition, like, where Tony Liu was, like, kind of like, he's like, hey, you know, so, like, they're like, this guy who didn't really know my name just kind of took my shit and decided to call him, you know, like, the Mandarin and all that stuff. Just kind of like a real quick, like, so that's not him, that be me, you know, like, saying, but that scared all y'all, because in the Western nations, y'all dumb. I mean, we are. I like how quick it was, just like, anyway, let's kind of, you know, that kind of stuff. Because I remember when the casting was announced for this, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, they're like, they're gonna bring back the real Mandarin, because everyone was also asking about that, because they're like, well, we're doing Shang-Chi, that means, like, the actual Mandarin, like, you know, how do they explain that away, kind of stuff. And they did real quick, just a couple sentences, and that's like how you should do that, you know. You don't need, like, anything grand. Again, having Ben Kingsley there as just doing whatever the fuck Ben Kingsley's good at, which is just being there. That was great. Michelle Yeoh as just being that bitch, you know? If you need like an older Asian woman to kind of look like she can kill you, but also be very loving to you, cast Michelle Yeoh. You know, like she's definitely that person for you. Um, Again, like casting choices were great. I like that Ronnie Chan just had like a quick kind of cameo there, real quick. Um, I do like when you know Shang-Chi or Sean was giving his kind of like backstory to his buddy Katie, i.e. Aquafina, on the plane. Um, like in the midst of like, you know, oh, and then this happened, you just hear like vegetarian or beef, you know, because it's like the fucking flight attendant, and then you're like, oh, I guess I'll have the vegetarian. Yeah, I'll have the vegetarian. And she's like, oh, we're out. So, and then they're like, I guess the beef, because that's all it's. I do like that because obviously Aquafina's got good, like, great comedic timing. Simu also has done a lot of like comedy and stuff. So the two of them bouncing back and forth with one another was really good because, you know, you like the fact that they're supposed to play like besties, they definitely got that vibe really well. I mean, like, they've worked together on her show and all that stuff, so, you know, that's, like, that chemistry was really, really good, and then, yeah, like I said, the good comedic timing the two of them had. You know, I like that, you know, they kept that friendship platonic. I like that, you know, like, in the movie, like, of course, Grandma's gonna be Grandma, and she's like, when are you gonna marry her? And he's like, we're just friends, and I like that even, like, after, like, the you know, like, we fought the big bad and we won, they were just kind of like, oh, okay, like, let me lean against you, bestie, kind of stuff. It wasn't kind of like, we almost died. You know, it's always like the hard, like, lower lip bite that, you know, like that kind of, like, I hate when they do that. I hate when it's just like, just let them be besties, okay? Like, Jesus. I like that, and I just, oh my god, their reaction to the little, like, fuzzy footstool thing with no face and wings was great, because they're like, what is that? What the fuck? Like, just the two of them, like, the fact that, again, we know that Aquafina is great with comedy, but the fact that also Simu was, like, very, you know, expressive when even he was like, oh, because a lot of times, like, you know, in movies where it's like, you've got, you know, the main character, you've got, like, the comic relief character who's their bestie, it's always just like, when something like that happens, like, one of them is like, oh my god, comedic acting, and then the other one just kind of cardboard and be like, what is that? I am, you know, like, like, I'm Channing Tatum. Well, you know. So that part was good, because it was like, the convincing about just how weird that little footstool was, like, just like, what is that? So that was good. Is that a plane or a helicopter? Anyway. That sounds like a helicopter. That's great. What's going on? Hi. It's a Tuesday. What's going on? Anyway. That was great. You know, oh, the whole thing about, like, going through the forest to find the secret village shit, that was interesting. Oh, I love when they drove that car. I like how when they got to the garage, we had to know that was an electric car because it was parked next to the little pluggy thing, and then the entire time you hear the electric engine, you know, the, you know, like what every electric car sounds like. There's, you know, like that kind of shit. Because, you know, while watching the movie, I was like, maybe I should get a BMW SUV, someone with no driver's license has said, you know? Oh, man, you know, after coming out of that movie, you know, I was thinking, you know, and it's like, of course, like, every Marvel movie, of course, especially something like, you know, Tony Stark or anything where, like, a character, you know, has, like, a good deal of money, they're like, let's sell a car. And then they're like, now electric cars are a cool thing to sell. Oh, I like that a lot of the dialogue was done in Mandarin. I mean, I don't understand Mandarin because that's not the Chinese I know, but it's like, that's smart, Marvel. That's how you win over the China market. You know, I mean, it is still very Asian American, so, like, who knows, because they're like, oh, like, you know, like, Aquafina's in it, and, like, people over in the mainland don't really like her because she's very Western. I mean, too bad, bitch. Because us over here like her. And even with, like, Simu, you know, that kind of stuff. But who knows? Who fucking knows? It's making a lot of money, so who fucking cares, right? But yeah, I do like a lot of it was in Mandarin, and then at times when they did speak English, obviously besides it being like, oh, here we're in the States and stuff, but when like the 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 Asian characters in China were speaking it, it was just like, all right, well, that it makes sense. It wasn't one of those like weird things where it's like you know, like in a lot of like kind of sci-fi movies where it's just like we're all gonna speak our own language and just be, you know, fine with it. It was also great for my mom because then she was just like, she's like, oh, I understood more of the movie because I understood more of the dialogue, you know. She's like, I get it, I get it. I'm like, yay, my mom got it. um, yeah. Oh, when they went to that secret village thing and they had the protective lions, like in like Chinese superstition and culture and stuff, like, you know, to ward off bad juju and stuff, you have like those protective lions. Like that's why if you pass by like a like an Asian person's home, if they have like those two protective lions outside, it's like, oh, like this is a safe place kind of stuff. Um, you know, that kind of shit. And then like the way how they animated the creature looks like exactly like if you've seen the drawings, you've seen the sculptures of them. Where like, yeah, they're kind of lioness, but they also got like tusks kind of happening, and it's like a little extra zhuzh to it. And I loved it because I was like, oh my god, it's like the little drawings I saw when I was a little kid. Or I don't think I have any here, but if you get like, you know, if you get your red envelope, sometimes depending, they might be on your red envelopes. Yes. So I like that. The dragon thing, oh my god. So you got like the good dragon that came out of the water, and it was like, woo, I'm a dragon! Although the entire time I was thinking about the Raya movie that Disney did, and Aquafina's like, I'm a dragon! She's like, I'm a dragon! I'm a dragon! That's like all I remember from the movie was like, I'm a dragon! It's just that raspy ass dragon. Fucking Kelly Marie Tran is just like, we have to go. Serious acting. Yes. And then Aquafina's like, I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon. Like, alright. But then you got like the bad juju, you know, dragon that looked like the thing from the Godzilla movie, the Mortos things, where it was like, you know, looking kind of thing. And I was like, oh my, you look like my genitals. Like just oh my god, that shit was like, oh, you know. I love how like it got like cloudy, but I also love how like the lighting wasn't so good at one point because when like the camera went back and you see like Michelle Yeoh was like here and Aquafina's a little bit behind her, and then like just like the fuzzies around of them trying to be like, all right, it's not daytime, ooh, 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 crank it down, you know. There were just like a few parts like that where I was like, wow, hello, you know, CGI, yeah. But yeah, again, the fight choreography was great. You know, the story was fun. Oh, Benedict Wong was in it, you know, because he was back as Wong, which makes sense because he protects that sector of the world. Oh, and then the mid-credit sequence of, you know, having Bruce Banner there, and oh, the fact that his like arm is in a sling, and you're like, oh no, what happened? And Captain Marvel's there, and they're just like, oh, things and stuff and things, you know, to just kind of like, we're hinting, well, you know, they're like, these rings are 1,000 years old, okay, zippity doo dah, hint of further things down the line, obviously, you know. Then the post-credit sequence was like, you know, the whole thing of like the sister being like you're told that the sister is like, oh hey, we're gonna shut down Dad's operation, but she's like revamping it, obviously, you know, because but like that, yes, phone, like that has to happen, like, you know, when you have siblings that, you know, fight the similar evil, they're both fighting, but in the end it's like one obviously is corrupt and the other one is not, because that's just how it is. Anyway, so yippee-ki-yay to that. Yeah, this one's making a lot of money. I don't know when I'll get a chance to see Venom, because I'm still unemployed, and I'm just living off my savings now, because that's fucking awesome. Yeah, so I'll figure out if it's like, you know, if I can, if it's like free to stream, obviously I'll watch that quickly. Again, I got my list and stuff. Trying to get through it. Like I said, New York Comic Con just ended, so I gotta do that vlog in a bit. And yeah, like, I've got that. Oh god, like I've got other stuff planned, but nothing is too crazy right now. But anyway, yes. So Shang-Chi, really enjoyed it. You know, I'm glad we finally got ourselves an Asian, like superhero, and it wasn't like hokey. You know, it was the thing. Like I had said, I was like, this is like our Black Panther kind of thing. You know, where it's like it was the thing I said. I even said like when Black Panther came out, it's like if these movies like don't make it big in the box office, it's sad to say it's like well other movies aren't gonna make it. It's terrible that that has to be like the case, you know. But that's like hey, you know. But yeah, it's like I'm glad it's making a fuck ton of money even after like dumbasses were like I'm gonna boycott it because I'm upset that Aquafina is a New Yorker and sounds like a New Yorker. Like, alright, boo. Anyway, I'm gonna continue eating my dinner and having a great night.